Wednesday. So listen, we're excited. We're looking forward. It's been a good pre-season. It's been good preparation. I think every player now is just ready to play the game, to be honest.
As a follow, do you have any concerns that no field player went 90 minutes during the preseason games?
Well, listen, that's something that, as I said before, we have to see on Wednesday. Listen, do they have an advantage on us? Of course they do. I've said it from day one, the preseason, the schedule, the way it is, and just it is what it is in the MLS. For any MLS team to go and win the CONCACAF, certainly is going to be difficult. But if anyone has a chance, it's certainly us. They've obviously played, I think, maybe 8 to 10 games. So clearly they have a match fitness over. There's no question about that.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thanks, Scott. We're going to go with the next question from Sean Steffen of SB Nation. Sean, you can go ahead.
Hey, guys. This is for Bruce. In terms of positional matchups, is there any one matchup in particular you think will be key to the game?
Not really. I think these both teams are pretty evenly matched. Obviously, they have a little advantage, as we said, being 7-8 games into their season. But we're pretty confident with the group we're going to put on the field. I don't think there's one particular matchup, although, their striker 21 has had a very good preseason, start to their season, I should say, and their goalkeeper's outstanding. He's tough to beat, and that'll certainly be a challenge for our team as well.
Thanks, Sean. Next question, we're going to go to Adam Serrano, LA Galaxy Insider. Adam, you can go ahead.
Robbie, this question's for you. Given the Galaxy's sort of struggles in these Champions League games against Mexican teams, how important is that first leg at home?
Yeah, obviously the first leg is very important, certainly at home, and it's a game that you certainly don't want to concede goals, and if we can get 1 or 2 goals, well, it's certainly going to help us in the second leg. So the first game is always vitally important.
Cool. See if there's any more questions. Okay. If anyone else has a question, you can hit 5 star to raise your hand, and we can call on you accordingly. We're going to go with Jeff Heyman with Fox Sports now. Jeff, you can go ahead.
Hey, Bruce. This question's for you. What would, given that they do have the edge in match fitness, as you noted, what would the first 15 minutes? What would a good first 15 minutes for the Galaxy look like? What are you looking to establish early on in this match?
Well, certainly an early goal for our team would be great, but every game's different. I can't predict what the first 15 minutes will look like, but we certainly want to go out there and feel comfortable and have the momentum in the game and try to take the game to them. But, as I said, every game is different. I can't predict the first 15 minutes, and we all know it's a 90-minute game, so there's going to be a lot of ebbs and flows to the game, and we just got to be ready to play 90 minutes.
Thanks, Jeff. If anyone else on the line has a question, you can hit 5 star. We're going to go back to Scott French. Scott, you can go ahead.
Thanks. For either Robbie or Bruce, or perhaps both, just integrating so many new players into the team this preseason, how happy are you with where you are right now in that process?
It's been a good preseason. Obviously, all of our players didn't arrive at the same time, but I think the late additions in Van Damme and Cole and De Jong have done well, and no question. I think two months into the MLS season, our team should be in a good place. It's a little early right now, but I think given that the new players have fit in quite well.
Thanks, Scott. We're going to go back to Adam Serrano. Adam, you can go ahead.
Robbie, sort of a follow-up to my last question. Given the struggles against Mexican teams, how important is it that you've brought in so many experienced veterans who have played in the likes of the Champions League and the World Cup into this tournament?
Be careful what you say, Adam. You're only next door, so I can go in 2 seconds, so just be careful.
But yeah, how important is that experience to add to this roster?
Listen, I think it's very important. I think when you're playing in these big tournaments, when you're certainly playing away from home, we know how hostile the Mexican fans can be. Some players thrive on it. I certainly think with the experienced players that we have here, who've played in massive games before, would be certainly useful. So I think it's important that the players that Bruce has brought in, I think they're going to be a huge addition, whether be these 2 games or through the season. I think they're going to be massive for us. So I think we're certainly excited to have them here.
We'll open it up one last time. If anyone has any final questions, you can hit 5-star now.
Can't believe he's riding in from next door.
All right. We're going to go to Tuke Nee of the Daily Breeze. Tuke, you can go ahead.
Hi, this question is for Bruce. Bruce, I know we've mentioned plenty of times that the schedule puts MLS teams at a disadvantage for quarterfinals. So if you could kind of tweak the schedule to even that out, how would you want to do it?
Well, if the MLS maintains its current schedule, the best way for quarterfinals to start would be in March for us or April. Obviously, February is a little bit early. That's would be my recommendation. Then the Mexican League would fight back and say that they're headed into the playoffs in late April and prefer not to have that kind of schedule.
Thanks, Tuke. Jeff, did you have a final question as well?
Yeah, Bruce. Despite the really obnoxious way they schedule this tournament, as you just noted, could you speak to the value of making it deep, making it through the semifinal to the final, and what the value of winning the CONCACAF Champions League would be? And also, what sort of, as you have to make some squad rotation decisions, where do you see the priorities lying here in the spring between this, if you make a run against the early season MLS?
Well, I must tell you, it's a little early for me to be thinking that way. We'd certainly like to get through the quarterfinal round, and the decisions will be based on our MLS schedule, the kind of workload on our players, those type of things. I think it's a little bit too early now to project down the road as to what our thinking would be. Our focus is on trying to get through this series.
All right, Jeff, we're going to go to Jeff Strauss now. Jeff, you can go ahead.
Thanks, Brendan. Either for Bruce or Robbie. On the flip side of this, we talked about the scheduling for CCL and it kind of being a bit of a disadvantage for MLS teams coming into a knockout round. But how does it help you guys getting to play 2 competitive matches against Mexican opponents coming into the opening week of MLS on the 6th?
You're simply stating that it's going to be an advantage for us having played CCL before we start the MLS season.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 4 MLS teams that are going to be playing a high-level competition outside of other MLS teams.
I think it's helpful, but the team we play in the opening day is doing the same thing, so I guess that's a wash, and it really doesn't mean a whole lot. But certainly, anytime you start a season and you're playing games that count, it's a plus, and I would think in the beginning of the season, we should be in decent form for Major League Soccer because of this competition.
Thanks, Jeff. If there's any final questions, you can hit 5-star now. Otherwise, we are good to wrap up. We appreciate everyone taking the time to hop on the call. The Galaxy will play Santos Laguna at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, February 24th on Fox Sports 1 and Univision Deportes Network. Thanks, everyone. Let us know if you need anything else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Rich, it's Chris Glidden here with the Galaxy. We just wrapped up the call. If you wanted to ask Bruce a question or two, feel free to right now.
Rich, sorry, Brandon, what'd you say? You just got done?
Yeah, Rich, we just finished up, but we've got Bruce here on the line, should you want to ask him anything right now.
Yeah, Bruce, first of all, how's it going?
Good, Rich. Thank you.
Can you give me your impression so far? There's been a rather extensive makeover, of the team, several European players coming in, and a lot of them are right down the spine of the team. How has that manifested itself so far this season, and what are you looking for these guys to produce going forward?
Well, I think the real games start on Wednesday, and we're going to have a better way of analyzing that as we start to get into Champions League play and then the start of the MLS season. But certainly, it's a good group of players. I think their experience is going to be a big factor for us. And, I think with the number of changes we've made and we've had a short period of time to get ready for this competition, I don't think it'll be fair to judge our team in the early going. But I think 2 months into the MLS season, we'll have a pretty good feel for our team.
I think we've all observed over the last few years the league has gotten pretty athletic and maybe a little bit younger. Do you think, though, perhaps this season you're going to be able to use all that experience and, play a wiser, shrewder game that maybe the teams that rely so much on athleticism, have difficulty coping with?
Well, whatever our final product ends up being, I think we're going to be a team that's competitive with anyone in the league. Whether you think our style is such against athletic teams and what have you, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both, but I think we should be able to produce a good team that'll challenge anyone.
And can you give me an assessment on how Dan Kennedy's looked so far this year?
He's doing well. The last couple of weeks he's really come on. It's taken him a while to get back into the goal. Training regularly, playing games, and we've seen over the last couple of weeks he's really starting to get in good form.
And I know he's been playing the league for a while. How many of the guys he's been able to kind of connect with and get that communication that is going to be so important this season?
Well, Dan's obviously experienced goalkeeper. He communicates well on the field, and I think that's going to be a real asset for us. I think his ability to organize the back four has been a real plus so far in preseason. So I think that's certainly going to help us during the season.
Okay, Bruce, great. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rich.
Hey, Brandon, will you be able to hook me up with Dave Sarakin at some point?
Yeah, I just saw that note. I'll get back to you and I'll figure it out.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers. Talk to you soon.
Adios.
Bye.